I'm at the point now where I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers, 18 and 19 years old, because women do not come pre-assembled. This is a quote from my good friend, client, and now business partner, Myron Gaines.
How old are you?
33.
Why would you be dating a 19-year-old?
What's wrong with with that?
I mean, what do you have in common with a 19-year-old that just graduated high school?
What do I have common with a 33-year-old litigation attorney?
The reality is this, man. Men always want younger, better, firmer, tighter, period. Older women, unfortunately, a lot of the times have more sexual experience, more baggage, more negative experiences with men. More negative experiences with men, and that goes ahead and gets attributed to me as the man. I want a clean slate that I could work with and mold this woman into what I want. Men since the beginning of time have always preferred women that have lower sexual notch counts and virgins. There's a reason why. Because when a woman, right, no one wants to be where everyone else has been, and no, God forbid, I put a...
Turn this shit off. Turn this shit off. These people call themselves Red Pill. They stole my phrase and made it their own. This isn't Red Pill. I don't know what to call this trash ideology. These are loser incels.
The Red Pill community has been the purveyor of many poorly thought out ideas, and honestly, I could literally dedicate this entire channel to just picking them apart, and I still would never run out of content. Today, I want to focus on one of their more troubling ideas. So, as you've just seen, there's been a lot of talk in the manosphere and the Red Pill community about why grown men should pursue relationships with 18 and 19-year-old girls. It's based on some very flawed thinking, honestly. In fact, some of these ideas can border on exploitative, as they overlook a lot of important things. So, in this video, I will discuss 4 reasons as to why it is a generally terrible idea for grown men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and maybe even older, to pursue girls that are 18 and 19 years old. Alright, so reason number 1. Neuroscience tells us that the human brain doesn't finish developing until the mid to late 20s, right? Specifically the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making, impulse control, long-term planning, and much more. This is something that has been supported by many studies. This 9-year-old girl are very much still in their formative stages of mental and emotional development. Grown men seeking relationships with women this young, or girls I should say, might be overlooking or deliberately ignoring this crucial fact. So you're still dating someone that essentially hasn't finished growing, which is very weird if you think about it. Alright, so reason number 2. There's a very big lack of commonality as far as where you are in life and where she is in life, right? If we simply just think about where an 18 or a 19-year-old girl is in life, right? Most of these girls are typically 1 year removed from high school, maybe just graduated a few months ago. You know, they might be going to college, or, you know, they're getting their first job. They haven't really had time to develop a strong sense of identity and who they are as people. You know, they haven't had, significant life experiences as adults to shape who they are. Meanwhile, men in their 30s and 40s and older have gone through probably career changes, relationships, and have had a lot of time to develop the sense, their sense of selves. People change a lot in their 20s and later on in life, obviously. Like, when I think about who I was, right? Like, when I think about who I was in my early 20s compared to, like, even just, like, to 20, going from 21 to 26, right? That 5-year difference, like, I grew a lot. Like, when I was 21, I used to be a feral animal. I'll just be honest with you guys. But yeah, I mean, there is so much significant development you go through from early to late 20s. So it's just, like, the idea, like, the fact that these people are so shameless in, like, promoting this idea that grown men in their 30s and 40s should date 19-year-olds, like, what? Like, it's just wild to me. It really, like, the more I think about it, like, I get very disturbed. If you remember what that guy said, where he was like, oh, well, like, what do I have in common with a 32-year-old, like, litigation lawyer? It's like, that makes no sense. That makes just no sense. It's like, first of all, it's like, you don't have to have the same profession as someone you're dating, right? Not every woman is a litigation attorney. It's just crazy excuses. Anyways, moving on. All right, so reason number 3. So we just heard Myron Gaines say that like one of the reasons why he likes pursuing 18, 19-year-olds is because you're essentially dealing with a clean slate, right? That's something that like you hear amongst the red pill, right? Oh, like I want a clean slate. I don't want a woman with baggage. So I mean, the idea of molding a partner to one's liking, you know, inherently prioritizes one's personal desires essentially while disregarding the individuality and agency, or autonomy of the other person, right? A healthy relationship requires mutual respect and growth, where both parties bring their own identities and experiences to the table. So the inherent age gap and the experience gap between a grown man and a teenage girl often creates a dynamic where the older partner holds a disproportionate influence. So this is a relationship in which control becomes the foundation, right, which can essentially make manipulation and exploitation more common or likely to happen. All right, so reason number 4. So another argument that often comes up within the manosphere and the red pill community is that, men should pursue 18, 19-year-olds because at that age, they are at their peak fertility, right? So fertility is a big one for them. So the idea here is that, younger women are supposedly the best option for having children, essentially, right? While it is true that women at that age, right, are at their peak fertility, it completely ignores the fact that, like, fertility is a broad window, right? So women in their mid to late 20s can have children. Women in their early to mid 30s, right, are still, pretty fertile. So a good quality relationship it's not just about like the biological potential, right? People choose a partner for reasons more than reproduction, right? It's about compatibility, shared values, shared goals, chemistry, the connection, etc., right? A man in his 30s or 40s has little in common with with a girl at 18 or 19 years old. And the funny thing is, like, you often hear them justify this by saying something along the lines of like, oh, ever since the dawn of time, men have always gone for younger, firmer, fertile women or girls, right? And the thing is, like, historical context doesn't justify modern behavior, right? So in philosophy, this is called an appeal to tradition fallacy or the naturalistic fallacy, right? You know, you don't need to adhere to like antiquated social norms in current, developed modern society. But anyways, like one thing I wonder is that like in certain countries, right? Like, and I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but like in certain countries, the age of consent is like 14 or 15. So I wonder like if these guys lived in those countries, like would they pursue girls that are younger than 18? you know, it's a scary thought. Like it's a scary and honestly just a disturbing thought. But like but I really do wonder that like, if the laws, within the relative places that they live in, like, you know, if the age of consent was younger, like would they go for younger women or girls, I should say. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys in the next video.